When I got to Lakeport, as I said, the company had been bankrupt for a year. So my employees were a little skeptical. Equipment hadn't been maintained. There was always press about Lakeport's doors shutting down. There were quotes from the bank that had the debt that threatened that occurrence. So walking through the plant, the first couple of months that I was there, people would say to me, are we going to be okay? Am I going to be able to send my daughter to university? Am I going to be able to make those car payments? What about my mortgage? Am I going to be able to pay that? Are you going to actually be able to pull this off? And the thing that kept me going in those dark days were those employees. I gave them hope by saying to them, you must believe in me. Together we can do this. We have to be committed to this. I used to walk through the plant, that presence, that knowing that I was part of them, that I wasn't just going to ride in with a white horse and everything was going to be great. They actually saw me in the plant. I was very visible. It was a very concrete thing that they knew that I was just as committed as they were. So I would send the message out. That was actually me with the bandana there. We can do this. We really can do this. If we work together, we can turn this around. With your help, and that's what I needed the most, because quite frankly, I didn't even drink beer. I'd never operated a plant. I'd never managed 200 employees. I'd never been the boss of anything like that. I'd done some supervisory work, but never to that extent. But I had to believe it, and I had to make them believe it in order for us to move forward. Because if we all thought we were going to go down the gutter, guess what? That's where we would have been. But just because on the outside I told everybody we could do it, on the inside, I'd close the door and pull out my hair a little and say, oh gosh, how are we going to get it done? But we did, because we were all in it together. The union wanted to get their union dues. The employees wanted to keep their jobs and get paid. Everybody had jumped ship that was in management pretty much. And I ended up actually being the supervisor on the floor, on the plant floor. Because I didn't have a supervisor. So I worked during the day, and I'd go and supervise the line at night. What a great way to learn your business. Now they have a show on TV about that, Undercover Boss. I always get a big laugh out of that. I could never pull that off because I was in the plant all the time. No matter what wig or anything I put on, they would know when I was there. And that commitment is what got us going. So the lesson here is, if you want to inspire hope, you have to give the impression that you believe. You have to believe, but you have to actually make others believe that you are committed to your business and that you're in it together. The next thing you need to do when you're trying to inspire others is you have to listen. So I use this as an example. This was a great graphic because it reminded me of the day I always had a door open. My door was always open. And it reminded me of the day that my employees, a few of them knocked on my door and said, can we talk to you for a minute? I said, sure. And they came in with a couple of cases of bottles, empty bottles like this. And I said, oh, what have you got there, guys? And they pulled out, and they said, this is a clear bottle. It's a twist off, and it's a 330 ml bottle. I said, oh yeah. And this one here, they pulled out another one. It's a green bottle. It's a 341 ml bottle, and it's a crown finish, so you need a bottle opener. Oh, and these other ones, they're amber. And this one's a 355 ml bottle, and it's a crown finish. You need a bottle opener. And they proceeded to explain all these bottles to me, and I thought, this is nice. Great. So what? And they said, do you understand what it takes to do a changeover on the same line to run all of these bottles? You have to change all the parts. You have to stop the line. You have people standing around. You have to change the liquid, and on they went. Well, the light, of course, is going on. All I could think of is cha-ching, cha-ching, and machinery that wasn't working that great to start with can't handle all of these changeovers. So we started to really focus on what we were going to do. We started to really focus on who we were. And we eliminated all of the bottles except for two. We had a clear one and an amber one, and the rest went. Our changeovers took less time, etc. The reason I'm giving you this example is these employees never had the opportunity to voice their opinion before. They never had the opportunity to tell the people that were in charge exactly what you could do to reduce cost, to improve productivity. So by leaving the door open is a way of inspiring hope, by listening to what they had to say. The other thing you need to do is partner well. I partnered with lawyers, accountants, advisors on equipment, engineers. I knew a little bit, I didn't know a lot. But what I knew about my business, they didn't know. So when I hired my lawyers, we had real estate lawyers, trademark lawyers, corporate commercial lawyers, finance lawyers. I used all kinds of lawyers in one particular law firm because there's all aspects of business that are covered. I brought them into the plant and gave them a tour. I said to them, if you're going to help me, you need to know what I do. You need to understand my business if you're going to be any good to me. Same thing with my tax advisors. They started to better understand some of the things we did. So communicating with your partners, getting them informed, helping them understand what you do as part of your business will pay back in spades.